The one beyond found a new infection, Caerula Arbor, to join the Alliance. His infection alliance had grown massively from the start, giving the one beyond enough insight into the concept of progress and evolution from the results of his experiments with the Alliance. That was for another time. Now it was time to test the Seaborn to see if they were worthy of joining the Alliance, becoming a part of one of the One Beyond's factions. Subscribe to watch more infection carnage across the realms. Alright, what's up? Welcome back to another infection war. Today we are testing out another infection mod to see if it's worthy of joining the Infection Alliance, or if it's just fodder. We're going to be checking out the Rula Azula or something like that. It's based off of Seaborn from Arknights. I've never played the game, but it's been requested a few times, like I said, so I want to check it out, and I've seen it's pretty popular. So to start off with, I thought it'd be pretty cool, pretty like on theme, to have it go against desertification, ocean versus desert, which will win. Okay. I have no clue what that is. Oh, yeah, we see one right here. Okay, so yeah, there's no need for me to spawn them. They're just spawning out and about in the ocean. Is this one right here too? Yeah, there you go. That's like little. That's cool. I like them. They're like little fish, and I guess they'll like fuse and evolve together and stuff. All right, so I'm gonna place the desert over here. It's pretty far from the ocean over there, just to give some distance, and then I'm just gonna let it go for 12-ish hours, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. Not quite too sure yet. It's always like a random thing depending on when I feel like checking it back out because I don't use a timer anymore. All right, real quick, just to show off before. So as you can see, this is from Caerula Azul, however you say it, Seaborn, and it just shows like their strategies or what they're called, their growth levels, their infection level, subsisting, breed, and migration. So yeah, as stuff happens, they will proceed to like evolve and do more stuff. And then there's this tree which we can see like full on, but I'm not quite too sure how it works. So I guess we'll see when I come back. For the first test, the one beyond had the Seaborn go up against desertification, the battle of the biome. One had creatures to lead the infection, while the other spread on its own, drying out the world. Which infection will prove to be the superior? The desert started out slow until it reached the soil, speeding up greatly, drying out the land as it infected. The sea infection started underwater and grew slowly, converting the blocks into sea blocks. As the seaborne infected the ocean floor, the sea stone slowly made its way onto land. Infecting the stone the desert couldn't infect. The desert had non-stop battles going on in it. The Seaborn were locked into a war with the desert creatures and any of the creatures alive in the realm. They would be the last species standing. The time for the Seaborn was now. The desert couldn't stand up against the sea. Once the sea stone took root in the desert, it was impossible for the sand to reinfect it, giving free rein to the sea. The ocean is the cradle of life in its final resting place. The ocean is the cradle of life in its final resting place. The force that gives and takes back. All right, so it's been like 12, maybe 13-ish hours. And honestly, it looks like the Seaborn definitely managed to conquer the desert, improve the ocean is stronger than the desert. Even though it looks like it doesn't prove that, I mean, look at the Seaborn and it's like slowly chipping away at the desert. Even though the desert is at the same time growing, it can't like convert the Seaborn blocks into sand or anything like that. So it's forced to just give the territory, and then plus all of the Seaborn mobs and everything. Look how many there are. Like holy shit, and they have some cool ass abilities too. But anyway, let's look at this to see what they've gotten. So Their grow, their attacks deal 100% damage and they deal 40% more magic damage. Subsisting, they have more health and armor and toughness. Breed, they have a chance to summon a fellow, which whatever that is. And then this is because there's no player yet, so that makes sense. And then oh, you can see, okay, that's cool. You can see like what they actually are and how many more tiers they have. Okay, that is pretty cool. So yeah, nothing's gonna happen unless you had a player for the last one, but that won't be an issue with the next round. We're gonna instantly start it at its max tier. Maybe like 4 out of 6 and then let it go on itself or change it every like fewish hours to just give some sort of like growth aspect to see what actually happens in those phases because we haven't seen them yet. So yeah, nothing too crazy's happened with the desert. No overcharge or anything. There's still scorpion stuff. So they don't have anything too like crazy mob wise, but even if they did have their stronger mobs, I don't think they would be able to stand up against these sea piercers, the floating stuff, anything else that has a lot of health. This pocket sea creeper, 136 health. Like holy, these dudes are beasts at this point. So I'm really curious to see how they'll stand up against like the actual attacking infections in the infection alliance because desertification doesn't really have any mobs that attack too much besides like the 3, but they're weaker because they're just like basically the same thing as vanilla mobs besides the scorpion. But skullcord, spore, and then I think end parasites is what I'm gonna do. And they all have like mobs that will come out and attack them, so it's gonna be a lot more interesting to see the fight between them. So yeah, I will see y'all when I have that round all set up, which will be the final round to see if it is worthy of joining the Infection Alliance. Which from the looks of it so far, I do think the Seaborn are worthy of joining it. So I will see y'all when I have that ready. Alright, here we are for round number 2 on whether the Seaborn are worthy of joining the Infection Alliance or not. So from the first round, they definitely are, but let's see if they still are worthy with this round where we're gonna have them go against 3 members of the Infection Alliance. And this time they're not gonna be like one of the weaker members, they're like the stronger members. The End Parasite, Skullcord, and 4. So apparently there's like some sort of compatibility between Seaborn and End Parasite. So I guess maybe we'll see that, maybe we won't. I'm not too sure because I don't know if you have to install a new mod to like properly trigger the compatibility. All right, so as you can see, we're in a new area, and we also removed Skullcord because it caused well, not Skullcord itself, but like the last world crashed, and for some reason you can't load it back up with when you have the Seaborn mod added. So I decided to restart it and just only do 2 infections this time. Also because the Seaborn just weren't like spreading their infection at all in the other world. I don't know why, but anyway, here we are for where I'm gonna start the other 2. So I'm gonna put end parasites over here, like right in this graveyard. There we go. Hopefully it stays alive. I'm gonna make sure it does before I leave. Yep, that one does. Perfect. All right, so we made it to the island. The usual 4 mound, mound, mound. So I think they're attacking all these seahorses. Are these? No, they're just normal flying fish. Yeah, from Alex mobs. Are there any? Yeah, here we go. Here some are the deep sea people. Oh yeah, we see some down here. So they're fighting. Oh, I always forget to do this. Aggressive mode, true. There we go. Now they will start to fight. I always forget you gotta put the aggressive mode on for them to actually start to attack and do anything. Because usually they only attack the player and not like other mobs. But with aggressive mode on, they will go around attacking everything. Yeah, this area seems to be a lot better for like the spawning of them. Yeah, they are jumping or trying to jump the medium form, incomplete form, but they're not really doing it very successfully. Is that from End Parasites? Can I look at it? Yeah, it is from End Parasites. That kind of looks like something from the Seaborn, so maybe they infected it. But maybe they didn't. Yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes, but there's gonna be a lot of fighting. I'm hoping there is at the very least. Make it interesting. And then over here, Spore is still just doing normal. Okay, so all the Spore mobs are locking onto mobs in the water. Spore's first hive mind had only been down for a few minutes before it was attacked. It didn't even have time to complete the inner dome to protect itself. And parasites attacked the hive mind and the mound surrounding it. The hive mind died in a few hits before it could even produce the spore's heavy hitters, the calamities. The island was now in parasites. In the ocean surrounding the island, the Seaborn were attacking any mobs they could find, whether that be fish, manta ray, or undead parasites. None were safe from the sea. The waters were full of deadly creatures from all three infections, battling it out to see who will win. Alright, so it's only been like an hour or something, and that spore over there has already managed to die. And because of how early it is, and I didn't want it to be this early, I wanted this spore to at least make one calamity. I'm gonna respawn. Just not gonna give it any mounds or anything. What about over here is the beacon? The beacon still lives. It's barely infected like any. Oh, this is all graveyard stuff. It's like infected nothing at all. Holy, it's getting jumped by. I might die right here. Yep, there we go. It's dead. They managed to kill it already. Wow. Like, that is insane. God damn. How fast it's starting to spread. Guess we're gonna end up seeing if it gets destroyed or not. I think it will again, even after respawning it. That's insane. Really insane. I know I put it on its like max tier, but still. Actually, considering that's the case, let me upgrade it to a higher tier because Seaborn is basically on its max tier. Besides like one, I think, yeah, basically there's like one tier higher than the one it's currently on. But even then, it still seems to be stronger than end parasites, or maybe slightly. I don't know. Or I mean, it's doing fine. Hopefully, it manages to encase itself enough, fast enough, to where it won't be as big of a threat. The Seaborn were on the land now, attacking anything. The spore had a new hive mind, but the same thing happened once again. This time with Seaborn. One of the seaborn ran across the plains to attack the hive mind. It jumped both domes meant to protect the hive mind, but didn't. The seaborn attacked the hive mind, which converted into a parasite after death. The seaborn attacked the newly born parasite, killing it instantly. The spore had no hive mind anymore, and wouldn't gain a new one. The seaborn killed any spore and parasite mobs that spawned, not letting a single competitor gain any land. This time, the sea infection started on land, where end parasites were originally. The sea had grown so fast this time. The seaborn became beasts when they reached the highest tier they had. No mob stood a chance. The entire land would become the sea, or infected by the sea. The sea infection started in a few different areas and grew to reach each other shortly after. While the Seaborn were fighting, I noticed they used different abilities like how the Dulling did. The Seaborn seemed to be the stronger of the two due to the Seaborn's health, but that would have to be tested. The entire plains were infected by the sea. The Seaborn had grown enough to spawn a few of one of the bosses, the bewitched shore illusioner. What the fuck? It's so laggy, holy shit. Can I? There we go. There's 3 bosses. Oh my god. Yeah, this world's definitely fully taken over by the Seaborn. It's no question. The spore got taken out so early. Same with end parasites, and they've just been growing this whole time. This is actually insane though, how like laggy it is and how many mobs there are. Like look over there. Look, it's like a big ass group of them. Alright, anyway though, because there's a whole bunch of new I don't care about those. You haven't even seen the last stage yet. That's the crazy thing. This is nowhere near the final. There's still one more stage above this. Combat with them. What the hell is this? Place or witness the birth of never see. Yeah, really, really insane. They're so strong now. Like actually insane. I want to see if I can like somehow cause it to not be laggy anymore. If I go far enough away, hopefully it doesn't. All right, there we go. So whatever's behind me is what's causing it to lag. I turn around, it's gonna become framey again. Not as bad as I thought it would be. But yeah, they definitely managed to. Honestly, they infected a lot smaller of an area than I thought they would. But they still managed to like completely wipe out every other infection. I don't see a single other infection mob anywhere. They seem to get like taken out instantly as soon as they spawn. Is this one of them? Oh. I'm trying to find the shore illusioners. This one? No, those are some reapers, whatever the hell they are. Is this one right here? Nope, that's an evoker. That does look really cool, the evoker. Where it has to be over here, I think. Which yeah, right here, illusioner. Somewhere in here. Right here. I don't know what they're trying to fight. I really don't know what they're fighting. Maybe they're fighting each other because of Call of the Hive? I have no idea. Like, none at all. But I mean, hey. I do think it's pretty cool seeing them like this. I think some of their abilities are pretty cool. I haven't seen all of them, but some of them are cool. I don't know why they managed to wipe out Spore so fast. Like they literally jumped the fucking wall instantly and ran in here and killed it. Even after being over there. It was insane how fast it happened too. But yeah, that definitely proves that the Seaborn or Caerula Azul, however you say it, is worthy of joining. I was gonna try to find it in here. Let me try to actually see if I can the rule. So Caerula Arbor. All right, so that definitely does prove that the Seaborn or Caerula Arbor, whichever one you want to say, I just say Seaborn because it's easier to pronounce, but that definitely proves that they deserve a place in the Infection Alliance, and they might even place it like up near the top in terms of like strength and everything. Definitely going to be an interesting like new opponent to have in the tournaments to see if they manage to beat like the Dulling or something like that. I would love for the Dulling to finally be dethroned. It has been the champion for way too long. So I am curious if any new infection mod will be able to dethrone it, and if not, hopefully they still manage to put up a fight. But no, it was definitely interesting seeing the Seaborn and everything. I'm definitely gonna have to like look into how the systems and mechanics and stuff work more to properly understand like what they gain each level and like that type of stuff and what each mob does. And also I do plan on making a mod review on this one. I decided I'm not going to do one on the village fights back because there's not that much content in it like enough to warrant a mod review. Basically all you need to know is you just need emeralds to help kickstart the village and let them grow, but other than that it's basically a self-sustaining thing. But yeah, I will definitely do a mod review on this eventually. No clue when. Maybe in the next like 2-ish weeks, hopefully. But hope y'all enjoyed seeing the Seaborn fight to prove it's worthy of joining the Infection Alliance. There's still one more we have to test out like that to prove worthy. Rise of the Ascens. Other than that, I don't believe there are any new infection mods. If you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you and remind you to like, comment, and sub, as all three of those things will help me out a whole bunch. And if you have already done those three things and you still want to support me somehow, check out my Patreon and my YouTube membership. The link for the Patreon will be in the description of the video. They both give you access to different perks. Like my Patreon will on the highest tier will let you get access to my unedited videos, and you can also get sneak peeks of my future videos on YouTube. While the YouTube membership at the highest tier will give you access to my videos on early access, and you can also get a shout out for both the Patreon and YouTube at the end of each video. Thank you each and every one of my Patreon and YouTube memberships. Your names will be on the screen right now. Your support means a whole lot and it lets me continue making content with more effort and just in general.